Yo, my name is Multiplier and I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to do a snare build-up, which is called a bouncer, I think that's what people are calling it, but it sounds a little bit like this. Cool, you probably heard it before. I've just given you a pretty simple, as simple as it gets, example of the effect, and I'm going to show you how to do it in Ableton. Okay, so let's start again. We're going to want a simpler, which is there. It's a sample that's simple, so they've called it simpler, the clever people over at Ableton. And we're going to need to first of all drag in a sample because it says drop sample here, so we should probably do that. I'm going to choose this one because I chose it earlier. It sounds right. Yeah, okay, so let's arm the track and play a note to see if it's all working. Yep, except we'll make it a bit louder so we can hear it. Sweet, okay, so what we want to do is we want to loop it by clicking the loop button. Not the snap, we don't want to snap, we want to loop, so let's click the loop button. And then you'll hear the simpler, which is a sampler, loops the thing we've dragged in. And then if we change this length thing, we'll change the length of the loop, so if we drag it around we can hear the effect we want. And that's it, it's pretty simple, but if we want to use that in a track we want to automate it, so I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's take a new MIDI clip, let's unarm it, we don't need to do that, and let's make a 4-bar loop just to give you an example. Let's change the grid to 1 bar just so we can draw out a 4-bar long note quicker, and there we have it, 4-bar long note. And then if we drag that into, or just copy it, I'm copying it into arrangement mode, we have a 4-bar long clip of looping snares. But we want to change the length, that thing, as time goes along, so if we click that button there we can see all the automation, yeah I said it right, automation stuff. And if we just click length, the parameter will pop up there automatically, like if you wanted to change the start time, click it and start will come up. So just click length and then length will come up, and then we can draw a cool curve here just by double clicking, and then we get a bunch of points, and then we can drag these points around, and this curve represents what the parameter we clicked is doing, so we'll just draw a simple curve. I mean, you can do a straight line, but this kind of shaped curve tends to sound a little bit cooler. So now let's see what happens. Wicked, but it's worth noting that you can get better control over it if you drag this down, so you can kind of play around with it a little bit more, and you don't want the loop length going right down to 0, otherwise it sounds ridiculous. So let's move it up to say 1.98, close enough to 0, but it will stop it going really weird and high pitched and stupid. So let's try again. Cool. And that's the basic idea. Of course, if you're doing it in your own track, you'll spend a while getting this curve sounding really nice and good, and you wouldn't just have a simple snare. You'd probably layer up a few sounds and then drag that sound into the simpler, and of course throw in effects and make the sound your own really. But to summarise, basic idea: to get the bouncer effect, you grab a simpler and then you automate the length. That's all there is to it really. Pretty simple tip, but I've only just figured out how to do it, to be honest, even though I've been producing a year or 6 months and I can't really remember. I didn't realise you could do it like this. So yeah, check me out on Facebook or Twitter, or subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want the latest updates on my tutorials and my tracks and all that stuff. Have fun making computer noises. Yeah.